Hello, what we're going to be demonstrating on this video is going to be on how to install the pivot arms, which we have here, and we also have our hardware, and we also have a handlebar with the foam already installed. We have our wrench as well, and what we have here, we have our frame, the A-shaped frame for our inversion table. We're going to be using our model number 5402, which we already have the bed foam, the memory bed foam resting on the crossbar. If you could see, this would be the best way to actually assemble the pivot arms to the bed foam. So what you do, you would grab your both pivot arms, and at the moment this will be known as the way the slots are. If I'm holding the handle here at the top, you will have your top slot, middle, and then lowest. For beginners, I do believe they actually recommend to start off at the middle. So I will go ahead and grab my pivot arms here. And please notice that I am inserting them through the front part of the bed foam. So I'm going to be inserting it into the open slot in the back, placing this one in the middle slot here. Let me get out of your way, and I will go ahead and do the same thing with the opposite side. I will go ahead and place the pivot arm to the open slot in the back. Once I have that connected properly, I will then make sure that the pivot arm rings stay closest to the metal portion and away from that black handle. What we do next, we will then go ahead and grab your bed foam. You will actually be able to connect this properly on one of the sides, and for the opposite side it's going to be sticking out just for about actually half an inch or so. Normally what this will actually be for, this will be to create extra support, and as we could see, we have one of the pivot arms connected to the frame, and I will go ahead and move over here and demonstrate how the opposite side will actually connect. So the frame is actually made just an inch or so smaller so that the pivot arms could actually latch on. So what you do here, you pull the frame out and you push on the pivot arm. That will actually allow you to insert that portion there. What we will do next, we will go ahead and grab our handlebar, which we have here. We will go ahead, and this will be the hardware that we're going to be used. I have the smaller set of bolt will actually be for the top portion of the bed frame. And this will be the proper way of installing this part, which will be one washer on one end. As you could see, it will connect through that opening. Also, make sure that you insert the pivot arm ring next, then another washer, and then your final nylon nut connection. You will then go ahead and connect those. We could leave those as it is for now and tighten them up before we actually move on to the next step. I will then now demonstrate how with the bigger bolt that would actually be used for the thicker portion of the frame. And same thing, it's going to be bolt and washer. And please note that I'm actually inserting them through the outside part of the frame. And for the opposite side, same thing, it's going to be washer and nylon nut connection. So once I have those there, I will go ahead and attach those. So then they're actually connected to the point where they're not going to come off. Now we will use our set of wrenches, and we'll use one side to hold one side and the opposite side to tighten it together. And this would actually be the same step of assembly to the opposite side handlebar. So once you actually get to that step, you will repeat the step that you use for this handlebar. So we will then attach, double check the connection on the top. There you go. So this clearly demonstrates on how to attach your pivot arms to the bed frame, and then the bed frame with the pivot arms to the inversion frame as well, and also demonstrates the connection of our handlebar to one side, which will then, the step will be repeated on the opposite side. That's pretty much sums it up for this connection of the pivot arm assembly for the 5402.